All right, we are now live.
Well, well, well. So nice of you to join us.
I am like, guys, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I cannot contain my hype. I just want to jump right in and get immediately to the discussion. That Frozen 2 trailer. Like, seriously, can we talk about that?
Can we?
I'm still wondering why our entrance or intro music hasn't played yet, and it
Oh,
doesn't feel quite like Wednesday tonight. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. It's one of those fake Wednesdays that's probably going to lose us subscribers. Um, yeah, we're
Damn it.
if the theme tonight, it's games that were announced today, and we haven't played them yet. So there's going to be no music.
8-1.
Well, then why the hell did I upload all these MP3s?
Oh, mercy. Yeah, I don't know how to start when we actually don't have the framing of the podcast to work with. That's very strange.
So we're going to be basically doing live reactions and discussions of the E3 presentations, correct?
Yes.
So the E3 this year started off with Microsoft, and then we also had Ubisoft, Square Enix, and Nintendo. I think those were the main conferences. So thoughts on Microsoft?
Yeah. I was going to say, thoughts on anything pre-Nintendo, because that's kind of all I care to talk about now.
What in the Microsoft camp, they really sold me on the Game Pass thing. Like, I guess I really didn't quite understand what Game Pass was and just never really looked into it because I just thought it was some Xbox bullshit, And so then they're showing me that for like a pretty cheap rate, you can have Netflix of video games and play all these games just, whenever. And they're like new games too. It's like, oh, this is a brand new game. It's also on Game Pass.
Right.
And like, I don't know, for a budget gamer, that seems like a really swell idea. And looking through that list, there's a lot of really fucking good games that, for $10, I would have access to easy peasy right then. And so they really sold me on that whole deal. In fact, I bought an Xbox One from a friend. So,
Nice.
So I'll be giving you full reports on that. And then in gaming news, they showed some more Cyberpunk, the CD project.
The Keanu Reeves
game. Yeah, Keanu Reeves showed up, and that was amazing. And everyone on the internet just lost their minds because I guess I don't know. I mean, I thought it was cool, but I didn't like blow my hair back. I was just like, yeah, Keanu Reeves in a Cyberpunk game, of course, it makes sense to me, and
somewhere in Los Angeles, Alex Winter is pissed off.
Why? They're filming Bill and Ted 3 together.
That's what I mean. It's like John Wick, Bill and Ted 3, Cyberpunk. Like, Keanu Reeves is now the internet's darling, and he's just sitting there on a couch like, damn it.
Yeah. You know what? How we would have felt to be in Cyberpunk alongside Keanu. Excellent. But instead, no, he's at home punching up that script for the Bill and Ted 3 movie. That's definitely happening. Definitely. I'm trying to think. The Square Enix thing had a couple of decent looking games.
Oh yeah.
I don't. That Avengers game looks very cool. Looks like they're cribbing heavily from the Batman games and the Spider-Man game, and it's like, hey, cool, fucking flashy, great graphics Avengers game. I don't give a fuck about all the internet people who are making fun of the character models because I'm so burned out on people complaining about the appearances of things without actually experiencing the thing. Like,
I will say, I was watching a lot of the conferences with like the guys from Giant Bomb talking over them and stuff. And during the Avengers segment, that was pretty hilarious. Because at one point, the two dudes were like trying to describe the game, but like they weren't doing a good job of it. They were just saying, "Oh, you get to be a hero, and you fight against adversity, and each one is they have a power and it's
Right.
different.
Here's some icons. Here's a fist because it's Hulk,
Yeah,
and
and
a
then the
hammer
whole-
because it's Thor.
And they kept making it like there's this big reveal, like, oh, there's a shield. Who's it gonna be? Oh, it's Captain America. Oh,
Well,
it's
that's
Hammer. Oh, maybe is it gonna be Thunderstrike? No, it's Thor.
I mean, I don't want to get directly into comparisons between different companies, but there's like, hey, we've got Marvel's Avengers games. Here are the 5 characters you can play as. Like, that's awesome. Marvel Ultimate Alliance lets me play as Iron Fist and Spider-Gwen. So, like, what do you sell me on here?
Well, they did say they're going to have new characters as DLC and stuff, and the DLC will always be free. They said also.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is cool, but I was going back because I was excited about it, watching it, and then I was like, yeah, I want to go back and like kind of rewatch that gameplay and study it and everything. It's like watching all the trailers and all the clips, like most of it seemed to be cinematic. Like, I'm sure it's an action adventure third person game and all that, but like actually watching it, you don't really see what you're going to be doing in the game.
Yeah, it wasn't
Right.
a very good trailer.
No, see, my argument vis-a-vis the couple of Marvel games that we saw, this new Avengers game looks good, and it looks like current generation gaming, and but you can only play as these 5 characters, though there's more coming. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 looks good, but it's a game from 10 years ago. But it's going to be a lot of fun because I liked the Ultimate Alliance games. And yeah, I was trying to think, did they make Ultimate Alliance 2 or like its own X-Men game? No, Ultimate Alliance 2 was the Apocalypse game. But yeah, so Ultimate Alliance 3 is going to scratch that 10-year-old like Wii era itch for a Marvel game. Like it's man,
John,
old school.
You make a valid point. Like it's an older game. It doesn't quite look as good, but also one of these games will let me play as Elsa Bloodstone. So I know where my money is going.
I thought we weren't talking about the Frozen 2 trailer, man. I don't
No,
I don't know
Elsa
or care who that
Bloodstone-
is.
I was gonna say Elsa Bloodstone is an obscure Marvel character who's basically like not Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
Well, then who the hell
Not
is
the
he?
one with the like shotguns and stuff that was jumping around in the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I don't know who that person is.
Well, anyway, so that's the reason that David's hype. But anyway, let's get into what everybody was actually hype about.
There was okay.
Unless there's something else.
Ubisoft?
Well, there was still the Final Fantasy VII remake looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks fine. When's it coming?
March 3rd, 2020. So
Cool.
there's an actual release date.
Still feel like that's not soon enough, but
There, at least there's a release date.
That does sound exciting, but my time in March of 2020 will be preoccupied by Animal Crossing, which segues us into the Nintendo Direct.
oh, okay. Were we going to talk about Animal Crossing first? Because I was going to say we tip off the Nintendo Direct the same way that Nintendo did, with a little bit of that fantastic new Smash Bros. Trailer. Johnny, you got a video clip ready for us?
I do. Here we go.
Yeah, cool. So Johnny's the only one who hasn't seen this stuff, so he's going to actually react to it. The rest of us are just going to talk over it like we know what's going on.
The only thing I really want to say just to start off is this is a damn fine trailer.
It's a good trailer, man. It's really giving a big old middle finger to everybody that's like, you know what I'm tired of? Swordsmen. It's like, guess what? We've got 8 new swordsmen.
Well, and it's okay. I can get into it later as we discuss the actual character reveal, but
Is
I do think
everybody
it's great.
possessed? Why are their eyes all crazy?
Oh yeah, those are evil clones from Calamity Ganon from Breath of the Wild. But who knocked them out of the way?
Sonic.
Future Trunks.
Yeah. Now, God, that would have been such a good reveal because he almost looks like Trunks.
No, I actually like Johnny's idea of Sonic, and it's just Sonic and the Black Knight Sonic as a DLC character.
Oh, God help me. Yeah, no more No more love for Night of the Wind. No, but it's the hero. Is it going to say the hero every time they win?
Well, and this is something that I saw. Like, I saw some people like, I wish they gave him an actual name instead of hero. How boring is that? It's like, yeah, like Villager or Inkling or Wii Fit Trainer.
Right. God, if they had given all the characters just made up names, it would have been great. Like, this game's winner is Richard. Who's that? That's the name of the villager. It's all good. Like, but yeah, I do like that they've got multiple Dragon Quest guys.
That's got a new look.
Yeah. He sure did, John.
That's the pirate.
He sure did. Yeah, I can't believe they added all these links.
See, and this is the thing that got me excited because I've only played 2 Dragon Quest games, 4 and 8, and they included the main character from 4 and 8. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, I know those guys. I understood those references. So what do we make of the fact that there's now apparently like a menu that these guys choose attacks from or something? I mean, there's a lot going on here.
At first, I thought it was just going to be kind of like Shulk, where he could choose different moves like on the fly. But then watching it now, I just noticed that there's an MP meter. So like choosing different attacks will affect your magic somehow?
Who knows? Because I don't think they gave us any further information on this later in the show.
No, none whatsoever.
I do like their blizzards.
I do like that apparently slimes will appear either as one of the hero's taunts or possibly an assist trophy.
I'm thinking they got to be assist trophies. And then they went from that straight into the reminding everybody that Dragon Quest XI is coming out for Switch. Fantastic.
The real soundtrack.
Yeah, orchestrated soundtrack. We care very much about that here on GTT. I'm into it. I kind of want to get this just to play the entire game in that crazy 16-bit mode.
That does look cool.
Yes, that looks insane.
So cool. And apparently you can play the whole game that way.
I mean, super grateful because I was like, oh, Dragon Quest XI, it looks really awesome. I really want to get it, but I don't know that I have like 100 hours to devote to this, but I still want to get involved with this. And they're like, oh, hey, we're going to add the guy from Dragon Quest XI into Smash. Like, that works. I could use that.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll see if I like him there. It's
I'm sure
my
he plays
determining
exactly
factor on buying the next Persona thing. But yeah, so it's Dragon Quest. Johnny, you're Japanese. You care about this, right?
Oh yeah, I've played all the Dragon Quest games.
What was your favorite one?
All of them. They're having a party.
I mean, that's literally what's happening with the new Smash Brothers. They're all the hero characters in one place. But yeah, I mean it's fine.
I do kind of love it because like Dragon Quest, it's a very storied franchise. Japan loves it, but all of the games are not quite interconnected. So like, for example, when you have Link, it's here is Link from Ocarina of Time, or Breath of the Wild, or the Wind Waker. Like, it's always a very distinct games version. Whereas this, like, all of our main characters are basically the same, so fuck it, you can play as all of them.
Right. Yeah, no, I guess it doesn't really do much to distinguish like one Dragon Quest game from another, having 8 characters identical to each other, but it's cool. It's a big series in Japan, so they're getting theirs. Speaking of things that were big in Japan that are only just now coming out over here, this collection of mana, is that like top on anybody else's list? Because
so I feel like we're just gonna like breeze past Dragon Quest to get to Secret of Mana so John can gush.
I mean, should we have it any other way? They've released more Dragon Quest games in America than they have fucking, Secret of Mana. I don't understand why it took them. What is it? It's 2019. Seiken Densetsu 3 came out in 1995. Carry the one. It took them entirely too fucking long to localize this fucking game. So they got the Collection of Mana that includes Trials of Mana, and then they're remaking it with a new like updated 3D look for Switch next year. I'm not so optimistic about that because I bought the fucking Secret of Mana on PlayStation 4, so I don't really have any faith that that remake is going to be good. But Collection of Mana available now on fucking Switch. I already downloaded it. I'm fucking playing a translated Secret of Mana fucking sequel. I've been waiting fucking years to do that shit, not on an emulator. Like,
I thought you were gonna hold up your Switch and literally say, like, I'm playing that right now.
Oh, I could if I didn't drop it.
Hey, so let me ask you a question, John. I
am literally playing it right now.
A lot of people seem to be very upset with the price point of this game.
Fuck them.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's expensive.
Moving on.
How much is it?
But like, it's $39.99. A little steep.
Yeah.
Especially since it's not out physical right now. But like, that was the price when it came out for Switch, at launch, and so that's the price they want to set. Frankly, I just want to show them some fucking support so they'll keep doing stuff like this. Like, if that's what it takes to show Square Enix, it's like, yeah, seriously, just localize your shit. We will play it. I don't fucking throw them a bone very often. So yeah, fuck it, I'll throw them $40. Just
to play devil's advocate here, and just to break things down for all the people complaining, we're talking about $40 for 3 games, one of which has never been released in America. And the other 2 regularly meet like $60, $80 to buy the physical cartridge versions. Like,
that's true.
I mean, I understand. Like, I don't want to spend that money on that, but also like, let's look at this realistically for a second.
Right, and they put effort into actually fucking localizing it, and not just for America. It's got fucking like French and other language options and shit. So like, it isn't, they didn't just license the fucking fan translation that was out there or something. They actually localized it themselves. It takes work. I'm not saying it takes $40 a pop worth of work, but fucking, pay the people, man. That, they're finally, giving us what they want. I'm cool paying up front. Maybe in the future they'll, give it to us a little bit sooner. You got to show a little interest, which I've been doing for years. Those weekly letters to Square Enix's headquarters finally paid off, and it proves once and for all I am not a crackpot. But yeah, it's good, real good to have it. And again, I'm not so sure about that thing next year. But just to get another clip on the board, Johnny, play that Link's Awakening thing. So we can talk about that, because I think there's some people that might be a little excited for this. Speaking of delicious remakes,
they're so precious.
It's so charming. Like, this game just screams fucking charming. I love it.
Which I think I really complicate. I don't want to say anything to anyone who hasn't played Link's Awakening, because you should absolutely play Link's Awakening. But if you've played Link's Awakening, you know why this art style is so perfect for this game in a very Pixar way.
I was going to say, because it takes place in a old-timey Christmas ornament shop. It's just charming, polished wood.
Look at his smile.
It's adorable.
It's so cute. I did see, I think it was announced during the Treehouse where they're like, oh yeah, we're going to have a new Link amiibo based on this game. It's like, I want it. I have to have that. Absolutely.
It's precious. And they also showed during the Treehouse a little bit of that like dungeon making thing, where you can make your own little dungeons. I'm assuming, I don't think they said anything explicitly about it, but I think you can like share them with your friends, obviously, and just make little challenges.
Well, I was because I was at work most of the day, so I couldn't watch the direct, but I did see snippets and everything, checking on updates and whatnot. And then when I finally got home and watched the direct, it's like, oh yeah, Link's Awakening, this is gonna be great. It's like, wait, there's a fucking dungeon building mode?
Yes.
This is insane.
Yeah, we were all talking up that Mario Maker 2, but how about the fact they just dumped a little Zelda Maker into their Link's Awakening remake? Like,
everybody's like,
delicious.
"Oh, Mario Maker, when are you gonna make Zelda Maker?" It's like, "Oh, we'll make it. We'll just put it in Link's Awakening too, because why not?"
Yeah.
I wonder how
Oh fuck.
how much like how many
David's gonna
assets
cry.
and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it looks good.
The only thing that I really want to know about it is it going to include the color dungeon from Link's Awakening DX?
Wow, David, it's funny you should ask because
Suck
they
it.
actually directly addressed that on the Treehouse.
Did they? Is it going to include it?
Yes.
Yes.
we
That
got
is-
2 words for you.
They like made a whole big thing about it.
So basically,
See,
it's like an enhanced version.
yeah. Yeah, they were talking about it's like, yeah, the color isn't really so novel in this remake, because it's not on the Game Boy Color, but we wanted to make sure you got the full experience. Good for you.
God, now I want that game even more.
I was gonna say while we're showing this fucking Trial of Mana trailer, it does look a lot better already than the Secret of Mana remake for PlayStation 4, but I still don't trust it. I don't trust it at fucking all. So we'll just see about that one.
Well, and that's something that
Seriously.
I'm wondering is because this collection includes the original Trials of Mana, so it's
Yeah.
like.
Okay, you want to be immediately judged, huh?
So it's like, what is the price point of the remake? Because like I could get that and more games for the same price. Like, why would you get the remake?
Because some people don't like pixels. I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, they don't like gorgeous fucking Super NES pixels and delicious music. Like, truly, I have no idea. Yeah, I'm trying to think. David, what else are you excited for from this? You're the one who watched this most recently. You're the freshest on this.
One thing that I really appreciated, kind of going along the Mana point, but also when they announced the new Contra game, I love the fact that in this direct they just they had several announcements and several big reveals, but then also
Johnny.
dropped.
Play action while we're talking about this.
But they also dropped little things like, oh, hey, we've got this new Contra game coming. You can enjoy it in the future. Oh, by the way, download 10 Contra games on the eShop right now. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what? It's like, we're going to have this remake version of, one of the Trials of Mana games. Never come out in Japan. It'll be coming in 2020. You can get the first 3 Mana games right now. It's like, what?
Right. It's a good move, man. I like the available right now. And I do like the idea of a Contra collection, even though it's like several of them are Probotector, which are just remakes of Contra for Europe involving robots.
I was kind of confused with play the 10 Contra games. Like, okay, I can name 4.
Yeah.
What are the other 6?
Probotectors and whatnots. But speaking of action,
They should just rename it First Level Collection for me, because it's like,
exactly.
how do you get fucking past anything?
that would be actually really great if they made just a collection of first levels and made it much cheaper than the normal Contra collection. The demos, all the first levels, because that's what they know you'll get. But they also announced a new No More Heroes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what is even the story there? Like, I thought when they announced No More Heroes, the thing that came out, like Travis Strikes Back or whatever, like, I thought, oh, okay, cool. Well, that's not exactly what we were looking for, but it's something. And then it came out and it was fine, and now it's like, oh, actually, there's a full-blown No More Heroes 3.
Well,
Sure.
I was seeing people freak out about No More Heroes 3, which kind of surprised me because at the end of Travis Strikes Again, there's like a special after credit scene where they're like, "Oh yeah, we're making another one." It's like,
Right.
and then No More Heroes 3 is announced. They're like, "I can't believe this!" Like the last game ended with, "We're doing this."
And
Also,
I'm pretty
this
sure. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, this new Contra game, you can play as a panda. That is a day one buy from me.
Cyborg Contra Panda. Nonsense. Jesse, what were you gonna say about No More Heroes?
Well, I remember seeing the creator was saying that Strikes Again was just kind of like a thing in between games, and so like they even then were saying that there was another one in the works.
Right. I mean, they were playing pretty coy about it, I guess, for the last 8 or 9 years. They probably should have put it out a little bit sooner, but I'm glad it's coming. I like the No More Heroes games; they're pretty fun. But yeah, so, they slapped all this fucking action in the middle of the direct. I do like that the new Contra has online multiplayer. It looks a little odd that it's like a 3D type game, but I think it looks like it's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, download all these games right now. Like,
yeah.
What?
And then they hit us with some more information about Daemon X Machina, the game that we all care about, right? We all love Not Gundam.
Oh, it's my favorite series.
I played the demo.
It's pretty cool.
It was all right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's got big robots, blowing shit
like
up.
A Zone of the Enders vibe to it a little bit.
Right. But see, I like the flow they had for the direct, because it was like action, action, action. And then they threw some things in there that didn't quite fit, like announcing that there's a Panzer Dragoon remake.
Oh my god, yeah.
That blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, nobody's played the original Panzer Dragoon because it came out on Sega Saturn. But, like, come on, man.
There, I was like, oh, it's a new game. Because the first thing that shows up is like the giant dragon. It's like, oh, it's a Monster Hunter game. And then it was like going around the city. I was like, wait, no, what is this? And then I realized it was like Panzer Dragoon. It was like, get the fuck out of here.
That's what happened when it first happened. Like, dragon flew on screen. I'm like, that's not a dragon I recognize, but they wouldn't be doing a new Panzer Dragoon. And then it's like, no, okay, actually, John, we are doing it.
You're saying that for a bit. There is no way your first thought was, is this Panzer Dragoon? Like, that was nobody's first thought.
You might have checked my... or actually, no, I didn't tweet about that, but I did think it pretty fucking quickly.
As soon as they showed the dragon with the horn on his head, I knew it was...
Well, see, no, that's the thing. I just don't know shit about it, but I immediately recognized it as not Monster Hunter. And obviously, once it turned into a Star Fox game, it's like, oh, there's a big hint. It must be a new Panzer Dragoon.
Actually, what tipped me off was like that shot of the city with the dragon going around. It's like, wait a minute, this looks like that Sonic Transformed track. Oh my god!
You're right. Oh man. But yeah, so I love a fucking surprise, like a Panzer Dragoon remake coming out this winter. Like, I didn't pay much attention to leaks in the lead up to this, but like, did anybody leak that? Like, that just seems like it couldn't have possibly been on anybody's radar. Like, if they were coming up with fake leaks, they wouldn't have come up with Panzer Dragoon remake.
I was gonna say, I'm sure even the leakers got their information from their inside source and took that off. Like, no, you're fucking with me.
Like, fuck off, Panzer Dragoon remake. I mean, that's not a thing anybody would do. Though it does make me also wonder, Nintendo, hey, make a new Star Fox. How about that? Like, you're gonna make a Star Fox where it's a guy riding a dragon? That's fine. Yeah, okay, yeah. But they didn't make
Zero.
That. Yeah, that came out on the Wii U several years ago. It's obviously not going to be hard to export for Switch. We've been over this. Just right-click it and put it on Switch.
Yeah,
done. Maybe fix the controls first.
Now that you say several years ago, I wonder, when did that game come out?
I think like 2015.
Enough years ago that I want it on Switch.
Oh, okay, 2016, 3 years ago.
Yep, an eternity ago. Given how ephemeral fucking pop culture and video games are nowadays, 2016 was fucking forever ago.
God, that's right. The Switch came out 2017, didn't it?
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a big mistake not to just push that on a Switch for a launch title. But it still would have gotten lost in the shuffle then. So one of the big things, speaking of launch titles and sequels to them, they did devote a couple of good minutes to Luigi's Mansion 3. I guess somebody's out there is excited for this. Johnny, play the clip. but I don't know, man. Like, I'm not, not poo-pooing anything because I think the game looks charming. But I would have. I was kind of holding out hope that like at the end they'd be like, also Super Mario Odyssey 2 or like Super Mario Galaxy 3, something like that. But this Luigi's Mansion does look pretty goddamn charming. Like,
the
Ghost
multiplayer
Dog,
looks
look at
really
him.
fun too.
yeah,
I think what sold me, at least on the charm, because the first two games are very charming, was when
Yeah.
Luigi opens the book in bed and immediately falls asleep. It's like, oh, I want this game.
Polite of the trailer to cut away before he masturbates and then falls asleep. Smooth.
While the ghost dog watches.
Yeah.
Oh, so three
The
ghosts from
last
Casper
thing
the
that I
Friendly
want to
Ghost.
think about is Luigi's penis.
Well,
Yeah.
you're about to have to think about it once we get into Gooigi.
Gooigi.
Mamma mia.
Everybody kept talking about it's like, oh, Gooigi is so weird. It's like, Gooigi was a feature in like the 3DS version.
Guys,
Like, this is not a new addition.
what's Gooigi?
You'll see.
It's a slur, and we should be ashamed of ourselves for saying it so many times. I can't believe we're still on the air. Jesus, guys, you
Quit
can't
saying
say
the G word.
Gooigi. Oh God,
It's okay. One of us is Italian, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
As I believe Jesse said in episode 2, this is Game That Tune, not Let's Be Racist.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo's still pulling from the old Punch-Out playbook with Gooigi. But yeah, the game looks charming, man. It's got
Gooigi.
fun new vacuum features. You're in a hotel,
There you go.
and then
Here
then
you go,
Luigi
Jack.
literally craps Gooigi onto the floor. I mean,
Although I do like the fact that they kind of explain it as like you can play co-op anytime because the Switch, but also if you're single player, you're not going to be hurting. Like, you can still play this game single player.
right? I like that, and I do like that it's got online co-op where everybody plays as a different color of Luigi. Like, it's looking really charming, man. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if it's there's that's the problem with these fucking E3s and all that. There's so many things they're bombarding you with. It's like, okay, am I gonna even have time for this? Like, this looks charming as shit, but like, am I gonna find the time to fully enjoy this game, play the multiplayer? I don't know, but I hope I can because it's charming is the word I just keep falling back on. That's how I
Well,
felt
because
about the
it's
original
charming as
Luigi's Mansion, and I didn't play the 3DS one, so maybe
The
this
3DS
is,
one was really good, actually.
okay. Yeah, but yeah, I'm glad they're doing it. It's thought it was a little odd. I thought it broke up the pacing of the direct a little bit to have them talk so long about Luigi's Mansion, and part of the tone was they had to talk like this. I'm like, okay, we get it. It's ghostly. Speed it up. It's,
Although, that was one thing
keep
that I
it
was
moving.
kind of surprised of. It was like Luigi's Mansion 3 available sometime in 2019, like say October. You're going to put this out around Halloween. Just say it. Like, it's October.
commit today. Yeah, I'm glad. I kind of wish there was a more firm release date on it because that's what's a little frustrating is some of the release date stuff. Speaking of Animal Crossing, I really, really, really want to play that game almost as much as anything that came out in this trailer or in this Nintendo Direct. But apparently it's gotten a little pushback. It's gotten delayed back into 2020.
So,
But it just looks so charming.
Oh my God. I can't
did you
wait.
guys watch any of the Treehouse of it?
A little bit, yeah. I was at work, so I couldn't devote a whole lot of attention to it without getting fired.
Near the end, the director lady, she kept pleading with everyone to let them push it back to March, as if like we could tell her not to. She was like, "There's a few
She's seeing
things."
all the comments.
She's like, "There's a few things we want to keep, to make it better. So if you could please let us have just a little more time, please. She kept like demand, like it was. I felt bad for her. I was like, if someone like you better release it next week.
She had to make the hard decision like right before the show. Like, guys, I know we said December, but I'm fucked. Like, you've got to let me say March.
I do kind of like how it combines elements from the main Animal Crossing games and Pocket Camp. Although that's one thing that just showed up that I do want to mention. I love the fact that you can dig up and pocket a whole tree. That's great.
And that you can now apparently pole vault the river.
Yes. But I like that you kind of build your home yard and home, kind of like in Pocket Camp, like you create an area around your house. Rather than just being the mayor of the town, you have to like develop everything. Oh, this is one thing that I noticed that I definitely want to point out, where he talks about your Nook phone. I don't know what that is, but I want to know, because it's some kind of communication device, and I want to know, how does that work? What does it do? Please tell me.
No, I'm intrigued by the whole thing. I wish I had more time to watch the treehouse thing, because it's cool. Like, just starting from like, oh, you got a tent, and then somehow you go from being alone on a deserted island to it's an Animal Crossing town. It's like, all right, tight. Like, I went on a nice vacation getaway, and then a bunch of fucking animals showed up and built houses. So I decided to rule them as their mayor. I don't know. Like, there's so many question marks in this game.
Finally, someone made Lord of the Flies the video game.
And if there's a fly you can get as a neighbor, then I mean, come on.
I mean, it does kind of make sense where it's like, oh, everybody has their own town, but they're all connected to the same bus stop and same railroad and same like.
Right.
I can see how that breaks the immersion, but if everyone has their own personal island to construct, like, okay, I see how that makes visiting other people's areas a little bit more special.
Mm-hmm. Though I think they said that, you can have 4 players occupying the same island on one copy of the game, and you can play 8-player multiplayer online, which is dope. I'm wondering though, does that mean like, can I come and live in your town finally? Can I get a summer home in David's Island? Like, I've been wanting that since like the original Animal Crossings. Like, I don't want to live in my town anymore. I want to move over to yours and have a house in your town. Like, will they do an always online insane multiplayer thing where you and I share a town? Like, I doubt it, but I wish they would.
So basically you just want an Animal Crossing MMO, but instead of like conquering giant monsters, you have to like shake large trees.
Right, that's the thing. I don't even want it to be MMO. It doesn't need to be massively multiplayer. I want it to just be like a small town that me and 3 other people live in together and occasionally run into each other. I want friends, is what I'm saying.
So you want an MMO, a minor multiplayer online game.
Exactly. Just a modestly multiplayer online game. It'd be fun. But I think that's probably an incredibly difficult thing to implement. So I'm just wondering, like, okay, so you got 4 players in the local version, and you could play, I guess, multiplayer at the same time using the Joy-Cons. That's cool. But, in terms of like actually sharing an online town with, or like an online community with other people, seems like it's still just going to be that kind of, player to player, like, I'm coming to your town, David, turn your fucking system on and drop something on the ground so I can pick it up. Not like, I'm gonna sneak into your town while you're not here and like steal your neighbors and bury garbage all over your house, like
cut down all of your trees.
Yeah, dude, I always wanted to do that.
That basically sounds like Minecraft.
Oh shit, John. Has Animal Crossing secretly been outdone by Minecraft? Because, I mean, Minecraft isn't nearly as charming as this.
Isn't it?
I don't know. I've never played.
No,
it's not.
Good. Glad to know it. God, if Minecraft had the Animal Crossing characters, all other games might be in deep, deep trouble. But yeah, and then I'm trying to think of what else there was in terms of big announcements. They showed off some of those fun ports that are coming to the system. Like Witcher 3 and everyone's two favorite Resident Evils, Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Ooh.
Right?
I was laughing when they're like, we have more games from us and our fantastic partners. Watch this sizzle reel. It's like this whole direct has been 30 minutes of trailer. What do you mean sizzle reel? Like,
here's more
this
sizzle.
whole thing has been a sizzle reel.
Johnny, hit the sizzle. I love the sizzle, man, because they throw so much shit at you. They've been throwing actual shit at you, and then it's like, oh yeah,
whoa,
Spyro's here.
Spyro's coming?
Yeah, Spyro trilogy. Why not?
Wow.
A Hollow Knight sequel. The Ni no Kuni.
Ni no Kuni?
Some kind of anime?
Yes, it's a Studio Ghibli video game.
Oh.
I was on PS3. It was great.
Yeah, I love the fact that they're like, oh yeah, here are some other things like Ni no Kuni. Like, what?
Yeah, that's a big announcement, I think.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I know they're a little behind on these things, but like that's really cool. One of these things that they're going to show in this little sizzle, I was actually really happy for because it was one of those things they announced as like an Xbox One exclusive, and I'm like, what is Xbox doing getting exclusives on adorable games I want to play? Of course, I've talked about Doom Eternal. It's fucking adorable, so and cool. Wolfenstein Youngblood, the most adorable Nazi killing game.
I was gonna say I'm excited for Wolfenstein because I can never get enough of killing Nazis.
Yes. But no, the one I'm talking about is Super Lucky's Tale. It's like a mascot platformer where you're playing as an adorable fox.
Oh, and I wanted to touch on the Final Fantasy Bucket game, which was Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, where one player had to carry around a bucket. It's pretty great.
Is that a frequent mechanic? Like the bucket serves a big purpose?
There's like this weird mist, and like the quote-unquote bucket has this crystal that has like light, so you have to stay in this like, it was like this weird thing. It was like one of the first co-op Final Fantasy games. It was pretty cool on GameCube.
I remember that. But yeah, man, this Super Lucky's Tale, it's like you're playing as an adorable little fox, and it's like a mascot platformer in the vein of like Banjo-Kazooie. And I'm just like, why the fuck would that be exclusive to Microsoft? It just because it looks like it's made by Rare. It wasn't made by Rare. Like, why is that? And then as Microsoft's gotten pretty loose with these properties, letting Cuphead and things show up, I'm like, maybe we'll get that cute little fox game now. And it's like, oh look, it's a cute little fox game. Ooh. But yeah, so I think speaking of things that Microsoft and Rare had. I mean, do we bring this thing home? I think we've been talking longer than the actual presentation is at this point. So do we get to those last couple of trailers?
Are we going to address the elephants in the room?
Oh, I was going to address the bear and bird in the room.
Oh,
yeah. Johnny,
give us a confused Johnny is.
Give us a banjo sound, baby. There you go. Now play the trailer.
Okay.
I love it. I love they use the exact same setup as when they announced fucking King K. Rool.
I was just say, I made a point to talk about the other trailer being amazing. This trailer is possibly better. This setup and payoff is so good.
But as soon as that little jiggy bounced by, I'm like, no fucking way. They went for it. And then it's like,
man,
wait, they wouldn't rug pull us, would they?
I love that moment where every character is, wait.
Yeah. That Banjo? No, it's not. That fucking Duck Hunt. What a dick.
And they perfectly mimicked the laugh.
Mm-hmm. That needs to be made into a GIF for Twitter reactions. Just the Duck Hunt going all over the place.
Man.
Banjo-Kazooie are raring to go. Excellent play on words.
Nice.
After adding Banjo-Kazooie, they can add whoever the fuck else they want. Cause
that's what I'm saying. The floodgates are open, baby.
This is my dude. I don't care anymore. I love Banjo-Kazooie.
I think the floodgates were opened after Cloud and Bayonetta.
I mean, you think
after that.
Still, Cloud, I guess, is kind of associated iconically with one system, but yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, and they look so good.
I know.
Remember that awful redesign they got for that Nuts and Bolts game? It's gone. Yeah, we got the good shit. We got the Ginginator. We got Mecha Gruntilda. They're giving
I
us
love
that classic shit.
I love that fucking stage too, like Spiral
Yeah.
Mountain.
Oh my god.
Love Spiral Mountain as a stage. But yeah, it just makes me happy to see them where they belong. I was talking to a buddy of mine at the grocery store, like right before we recorded. He's like, "No fucking way! They actually finally did that." I'm like, "Yes." Keyword being finally. Like we've been asking for that since like Melee. So
Totally.
it makes sense. And seeing the reactions from other people, it like on Twitter. Did you see what Grant Kirkhope posted?
No.
Yeah, he's doing like the music.
Yeah.
Oh,
By the
cool.
way, the Spiral Mountain remix is already on the Smash Brothers website, so you can listen to it.
Sweet.
And fucking, he posted a little video of himself like walking into his office, sitting down, and hitting play on the song, and he's like, "All right, let's see." And he starts talking to his Banjo-Kazooie doll. He's like, "Banjo-Kazooie, we're home." I'm just like, "Oh, my man."
Johnny, can we pause the clip?
Nope.
Is Lucasfilm gonna sue them?
Okay.
No, we can't actually.
I actually can't.
Okay. I just thought we'd have more to say about Banjo and Kazooie before moving on to this trailer.
Yeah,
The legend of Banjo Kazooie.
Fucking just the ultimate, like, you gotta be kidding me. They did read my fucking dream journal. Like, they're gonna fucking do it. They're gonna make an actual sequel on a console to a Zelda game. Like, when was the last time they did that? And I don't want to talk about Spirit Tracks.
Majora's Mask.
The Majora's Mask.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, it's taking too long. They need more of this. Like, every time they come out with a Zelda game, it's either like starting a new console or retiring a fucking console. And I'm just like, I don't believe it. Yeah, we get fucking a new Zelda game. I mean, who knows when? That's just an announcement trailer. But like, man, that whet my fucking appetite. Like, I have so many questions. I need that game right now. Like, Zelda and Link are exploring a fucking underground cave. So what is that? The underworld? Dungeons? Actual dungeons in the Breath of the Wild setting? Fucking.
I was to say, I'm kind of curious because, like you said, the last time they did a console Zelda sequel,
Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
True.
Yeah, but those were like separate games. I mean, like a direct sequel to.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
The last time they did it was Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And Ocarina of Time was the big, expansive open world game. And Majora's Mask was a much more smaller game, but more like focused. So I'm wondering, like, are they going to do the same thing? Like, are they just going to have another giant open world, or is it going to be a smaller world and more detailed and story driven? Or like,
very good question. Yeah, I'm hoping that they put that world like to maximum use because I love the Breath of the Wild world. It's a great open world. I was kind of hoping when it was coming on, it was a prequel. Maybe we would get to see the Hyrule of Breath of the Wild before it was destroyed. That would be really cool. But if it turns out that it's the Hyrule of Breath of the Wild and there's an elaborate underworld and all kinds of crazy shit going on and like dungeons, I'm all in favor of that too. Like, they were fucking, they were what, resurrecting or drawing power from like a zombie Ganondorf looking dude in that trailer. I mean, like, it's just, oh man, that, it's just like Nintendo to just like show something that raises far too many questions, and it's like they just give you the statement like, "Yeah, the sequel's in development. Show's over, folks." Like, damn.
Although, if you're interested in more Legend of Zelda, there's a Legend of Zelda game coming out in September, with the Link's Awakening remake. So,
there's also a Legend of Zelda game coming out in 2 days. That that
Oh,
Necrodancer, Cadence of Hyrule.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, Johnny, buy a Switch just to get a Crypt of the Necrodancer Hyrule game. Yeah, if that's your selling point, I'm glad we finally found it. But yeah, man, I love how Zelda heavy the whole thing was because Link's Awakening is gonna be fucking charming. Breath of the Wild sequel obviously isn't coming for a little bit, but like I'm just so happy that it exists. Because I mean, really, you think about just like how they keep on pumping out these fantastic Zelda worlds, and it's like, you know what would have made Skyward Sword really good is like a sequel to get all the mechanics right. Like, you know, what would have been really cool with Twilight Princess is, you know, a fucking sequel set in like, you know, a similarly dark world or like a brighter version. Who knows? You know, a Wind Waker sequel. I mean, they reuse that setting pretty well with Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass and to some extent Minish Cap. But, you know, another Wind Waker would be pretty great. So now it's like, hey, you know, this Zelda game that actually like won them Game of the Year and was like the fucking big hit for the year. Hey, guys, you think we should actually make a sequel to this one? Like a Breath of the Wild 2, as it were? Like, yes, I do. I think it's a very good idea.
Although I think you were talking on Twitter about like some of the visuals in this possibly looking like Twilight Princess. And I mean, if this did turn out to be Breath of the Wild's world with like Twilight Princess influences, like the return of the Twilight and Zant and everything, like I would be more than okay with that.
Yeah, totally. Like just, you know, some maybe extra dimensional shit, some mysterious energy, you know, like even if it is just Breath of the Wild world, but like Twilight sections where things are all distorted.
Edge of the Hyrule-verse.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, don't even get me started thinking about all the Links meeting each other at once.
Like, all the Zeldas, and all the Ganons.
Because I mean, let's talk about the Zelda redesign. She's got a haircut. She's
got short hair.
She's got a new haircut. Oh my god!
She comes with a new hat.
My fan fiction.
I've got to edit so many pictures.
I do love the Breath of the Wild Zelda design. Like, I think it's a really strong design and I really like it. It's like, I don't know how they could top this. Like, hey, we're gonna give her a haircut. All right, so that's how you top that.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm into this.
Yeah.
And the third one, she'll have a mohawk.
Exactly. It'll be Spider Zelda.
No, give her the mohawk. Just make Captain Zelda.
Yeah.
She shoots the like light magic.
The other thing that I'm hoping though is maybe, just maybe, could this be the game where they let you play as Zelda, like for an extended amount of time, like
that Panasonic one?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wand of Gamelon or something.
Yeah, the CDI Zelda. That's the one we want to emulate. If they brought that world into the Breath of the Wild world.
Just a remaster of that.
Oh, man. I would love if they did a re-release of the 3 CDI games into one easy download for $40. Oh, I would buy that so fast.
Or just that trailer, like, yeah, that thing we just watched. It's like the fucking zombies coming back to life, and then like it just has one extra one. It's like, we must find the Wand of Gamelon. It's like, oh god,
they did it.
No, see, no! It's the same trailer. It's the same like moody atmosphere, and then it fades to black. And instead of showing in development now, you just hear, "I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok."
Oh yes.
Link, my boy.
Yeah.
That's how you sell pre-orders.
They should. Why doesn't Nintendo come up with a policy of like having a greatest to misses concept where they re-release their like biggest flops, like Hotel Mario?
Yeah. You would honestly think in this day and age of like YouTube and like people reacting to things, they would go ahead and just put out like Wario Land for Virtual Boy and shit in like the Switch eShop.
But that game was legitimately good. It was on a shit console. But
I only use that as an example of the console. So Virtual Boy Tennis.
I was going to say, it's like the greatest misses, like the Zelda CDI collection and Hotel Mario and a re-release of the Virtual Boy.
Yeah. They already have the Labo VR kit, so fucking put out a Virtual Boy collection for Labo VR.
Oh, I love that.
I'm still pissed that Virtual Boy games did not come to the 3DS Virtual Console.
Yeah. I mean, it would have made too much sense. It would have been disgusting to look at. But it would have been fantastic.
Red.
Yeah.
God, I would love a re-release of Mario's Time Machine. Oh my god!
And what about like just a constant streaming service of the old Mario and like Super Show and Zelda cartoons?
Yes.
Like, kids these days need a little excuse me, princess.
Just give us like the Nintendo shit channel. That's what I want. Like Nintendo's just biggest dumps. All right, just give it to me. I want all of them.
Hi, I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, here to announce Shitpost channel. What? Oh man, yeah, that would have.
Next up, 3 hours of Urban Champion.
See, that's the problem. God. I think Nintendo lacks that awareness because sometimes they'll just like put Urban Champion out like it's something people still want to play.
I know. It's
like, dude, no, that's a shitpost game. Like, what are you doing?
When they did the 3DS, like the 3D classics, like we've got an enhanced version of Kid Icarus and like Excitebike again, 3D classic Urban Champion. No. God, no.
No, they are marketing to Johnny. It's what they're doing when they put
Are you ready
like
for
that.
City Connection?
Right. I was going to say, it clearly is working. Johnny, famously owner of many Nintendo systems.
John, have you owned the Nintendo system past the Nintendo 64?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
The answer is technically yes. I do have a new 3DS XL.
Yeah, he does.
Right.
How often do you play it, John?
End of list. And I have not played it in like a year.
I can't remember how we tricked you into buying that, but I like it.
It was very on sale.
Right, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, it's worth it then. But yeah, they don't make games for that anymore, John. It's all Switch games now, as we just saw.
Shit.
So
they didn't announce a single 3DS thing in this, did they?
Nope.
I think it's
dead. Done.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yep. Yeah, we're closing the clamshell. It's over.
Love
but
that
yeah,
movie.
I'm trying. Yeah, closing the clamshell.
No.
Yeah, that's not on the Nintendo Shitpost channel. That's something completely different. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we overlooked. I feel like there's not. I feel like we've done the Direct some justice, done the E3 in general some justice. I'm looking forward to watching some more of this Treehouse presentation, stuff like that. We didn't really talk much about Pokemon.
The new Corgi Pokemon.
They did during the Treehouse show off the new Corgi Pokemon. So if this Pokemon game also contains the ability to have same-sex marriage, I assume David will be lining up for it in the snow.
That's such a weird qualifier.
Corgis and gay rights. That's
yeah, and merry old England. Get Pokemon.
You're trying to say it's like, why would that be a qualifier? But also, I can't tell you're wrong. So
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. They announced you could marry another person. It's like, and we, equal rights for everybody. Happy Pride, everybody. Be like, damn, Pokemon wins forever.
I mean,
that would be the ultimate play on like in June. Like E3, they opened up with like a fucking big Pokemon Pride push.
Oh.
But instead, they showed off the Corgi.
They introduced a Pikachu wearing a rainbow flag cape.
No, it's literally the new trailer for the new Pokemon game. Is just the wedding ceremony of Red and Gary.
Yes.
Can you marry like Pokemon? Like not you marry them, but like could you like make a Pikachu marry a Geodude?
Oh man, God, that see the problem then is it gets into really weird breeding stuff. But like I don't see what's wrong with them having a loving relationship whatsoever. Like,
yeah.
I don't need a weird breeding mechanic where you can breed any two Pokemon together. That would be fucking crazy. But yeah.
Would it be crazy, John?
When they added Pokemon breeding in the games, and like that's what made Ditto super popular because you could breed a Ditto with everything.
Yeah, you just have Ditto as a fucking fleshlight for every Pokemon.
This is going way off the handle.
I do have a video called
Change. Cool if they announced that instead of like male and female, that all the Pokemon were non-binary. Like, there could be, all the Pokemon have various genders. It's like different levels of shiny. Like, it's like, oh, wow. What coloration is that?
It could be a little slider you adjust.
Right. Yeah, slide you adjust on your Pokemon when you catch
it. Yeah, I don't know why you adjust on your Pokemon as opposed to your Pokemon just telling you, but whatever. I don't know.
I don't see the issue with any of this. I think it's all very good ideas. It would win them over with a lot of people, except those terrible perfs. The Pokemon exclusionary.
I don't have my soundboard pulled up to give you a sound for that, but you deserve the.
Yep, thanks. I only learned what turfs were this week by being on Twitter because I was anticipating E3 stuff, and then a bunch of shit happened. But yeah, so final thoughts on E3.
I have a video called Chain. Did we play Chain? I don't remember.
Oh, that's just clip from Astral Chain. So yeah, play that while we give our final thoughts. Johnny, what's your final thoughts on this year's E3?
I think so. Well, I don't have a final thought yet because I don't think E3 is over yet, right? Or did E3 end today?
Okay, well, no, they did all the announcements, and now the actual expo is here. So
okay,
got me all confused. But yeah, the part I care about is the announcements because I'm not attending the expo.
Yeah, so I'm excited about these Nintendo games. They all look really good. I have seen.
Specific.
This is literally all of E3 that I've seen. These clips that we've watched here tonight. I've seen nothing else.
Awesome.
So, like, do any other companies still have announcements coming up, or have we already gone through all of them?
We pretty much have. Sony took the year off because they had nothing to show, and Microsoft started things off with a lot of talk about new consoles with tech specs that I just don't care about.
Yeah, nobody does.
And then some of the other publishers had their things like EA and Ubisoft and Square, and they had varying degrees of success. So, yep, Nintendo crushed it.
Seems like it.
Just the fact of the matter. Jesse, final thoughts?
Nintendo really, just not really surprised me, but they did really solid. 90% of what they showed is something I want to play.
Yeah.
And also Microsoft with their Game Pass thing really selling that.
Right, and I believe Ubisoft announced some version of that as well. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think there was like a Ubisoft Game Pass, which also sounds interesting. But I'll have to actually watch their conference to hear about that. Actually, strangely, I heard about that from the fucking evening news today when I was picking my son up from my wife's grandmother's house. That was a story on the Tallahassee local news. Like, Ubisoft announced a streaming service. I'm like, Nina, what are you watching? Wait, this is the news?
Are you watching E3?
Yeah, exactly. We could have been hanging months ago. David, final thoughts?
Nintendo crushed it. Like, other companies did pretty good, but Nintendo just crushed it. And the thing that I'm amazed at, especially with them, is every month something is coming out. We got Super Mario Maker this month, Marvel Ultimate Alliance next month, Astral Chain the month after, Link's Awakening in September. I believe Pokemon's in November. Luigi's Mansion probably going to be in October. And at some point amidst all of that, Banjo and Hero are coming out. Like, every single month something is coming out. So good show. I am excited.
No, like, that's just how you do a show. Like, they gave you their roadmap going forward. It's like, yeah, well done. You have something good coming out like every month. If these games that I'm not necessarily as hyped for because they're not necessarily Nintendo properties turn out to be good, like Astral Chain and Daemon X Machina and the eventual No More Heroes 3, then Nintendo's just found the roadmap to, permanent crushing it. So, we'll just see, man. I'm really excited after watching this. I didn't think that anything at E3 was going to get me that excited. And then it's like, oh, well, nope, I'm marking out hard for this. Like, this checked all my boxes. So, well done, Nintendo. Well done, other companies. Though, bow down to the true OGs. Nintendo's got all your numbers. And yeah, man, it was a great show. So, I guess that's it for our E3 thought roundtable. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Check us out. We're going to be back live with the regular Game That Tune show tomorrow night, covering Sega Genesis games. And we appreciate you joining us. So peace out, and we'll see you at next E3. Hopefully next time on the show floor. We're working on that. Go to patreon.com/GameThatTune.